Can you imagine? A homeless father and his little boy racing against time through a deadly Chicago storm stops to help a mysterious woman whose luxury car has broken down. He makes a split-second decision that will either destroy his family forever or unlock a miracle that changes their lives in ways he never imagined possible. Where are you watching from? Comment below before we dive into today's story. The rain hammered down on Chicago like bullets from heaven. Daniel Freeman clutched his 7-year-old son's hand as they rushed through the flooding streets. Little Jamal's eyes were wide with fear as lightning split the dark sky above them. "Daddy, I'm scared." Jamal's voice trembled against the roar of the storm. Marcus knelt down, rain soaking through his worn jacket. "I know, son. But we're brave, remember? Thunder can't hurt us." At 38, Daniel had learned to survive on these unforgiving streets. No home, no family except Jamal. Just a backpack full of their few belongings and whatever shelter they could find each night. The clock in Miller's diner window glowed through the rain. 7:45 p.m. Daniel had exactly 15 minutes to get across town for his dishwashing job. One more late arrival, and he'd be fired. Again. "We'll make it, buddy," Daniel said, though his stomach twisted with doubt. That's when they saw her. A sleek black Mercedes sat broken down on the roadside, hazard lights blinking weakly. A well-dressed white woman stood beside it, phone pressed to her ear, desperation written across her face. "I've been waiting 2 hours." Her voice cracked through the storm. "My father had a heart attack. They said to come now if I want to say goodbye." Daniel watched her hang up, shoulders shaking with sobs. She tried more numbers, taxis, ride shares. Nobody would come to this neighborhood in weather like this. Every instinct screamed at Daniel to keep walking. He couldn't afford to be late. Not again. But seeing this woman's anguish, her complete helplessness. "Jamal, that lady needs our help," Daniel said, kneeling beside his son. The boy's eyes filled with understanding. "We should help her, Daddy. Like you always say, helping people is what makes us good." Daniel stood tall, decision made. "Stay under that awning, son. I'll be right back." He approached the woman carefully. "Ma'am, you need help?" She spun around, fear flashing in her eyes before desperation took over. "My tire's flat. I've called everyone. Nobody will come. My father is dying, and I can't get to him." "I can fix this," Marcus said firmly. "You have a spare?" "Yes, but..." "Then take this umbrella to my boy over there. Both of you stay dry." The woman, who introduced herself as Elizabeth Patterson, hurried to Jamal while Marcus got to work. In the freezing rain, his fingers went numb as he fought with rusted bolts. 20 minutes passed, then 30. From under the awning, he heard Jamal's sweet voice. "My daddy fixes everything. He says helping people is what makes us heroes." Finally, Marcus tightened the last bolt and stood, shivering violently. "All done. Go to your father." Elizabeth rushed over with money. "Please take this. You're freezing." Marcus pushed it away. "Just go. Be with him. That's all that matters." Tears streamed down her face. "I'm Elizabeth Patterson." "What's your name?" "Marcus Washington." "Where can I find you? I need to repay this." Marcus hesitated, ashamed. We move around. Sometimes saints shelter when there's room." Elizabeth scribbled on a business card. "I'll find you. You gave me the chance to say goodbye." She drove off into the storm, leaving Marcus shaking in the rain. They reached the diner 45 minutes late. Mr. Rodriguez was waiting, face purple with rage. "Washington, that's it. You're always late. Please, sir." Marcus could barely speak through chattering teeth. "There was an emergency." "I don't care. You're fired. Get out." As they walked back into the storm, Marcus felt wrong, deeply wrong. His chest burned, his head pounded, and the shivering wouldn't stop. By the time they reached the shelter, Marcus was burning with fever. Sister Maria took one look and called for help. "Dear God, he's got hypothermia. Get him to the clinic." Marcus spent 7 days fighting pneumonia, drifting in and out of consciousness while Jamal never left his side. When he finally woke, weak but alive, the first thing he saw was his son's tear-stained smile. "You came back, Daddy." "Always will, son. Always." A week later, as Marcus slowly recovered, Sister Maria approached with a familiar face. "Marcus, this lady has been searching everywhere for you." Elizabeth Patterson looked different now, sadder, but determined. "Mr. Washington," she sat down carefully, "because of you, I made it in time. I held my father's hand as he passed. You gave me that precious gift." Tears filled her eyes. "I'm the CEO of Patterson Industries. We manufacture luxury cars. I saw how expertly you changed that tire in impossible conditions. You have real skill, but more importantly, real character." She pulled out an envelope. "I'm offering you a position as head of our maintenance department. $60,000 a year, full benefits for you and Jamal." Marcus stared, certain he'd misheard. "I'm just a dishwasher. You're a man who sacrificed everything to help a stranger. Those are the qualifications I value most." She stood to leave. "The job starts Monday if you want it. We'll provide everything you need, apartment deposit, work clothes, whatever helps you get started." After she left, Marcus sat in stunned silence. "Is the nice lady going to help us, Daddy?" Jamal climbed into his lap. Marcus held his son close, tears finally falling. "I think maybe she is, buddy. I think everything's going to be okay." Monday came quickly. Marcus dropped Jamal at his new school, a real school with hot lunches and art classes. Then he took the train to Patterson Industries, a gleaming tower in downtown Chicago. Elizabeth met him personally, introducing him to his team of 15 mechanics and technicians. Some looked skeptical. Who was this homeless man to be their boss? But Marcus didn't pretend to know more than he did. He listened, learned, worked alongside them. When they needed help with overnight repairs, he stayed until dawn. When equipment broke down, he fixed it with his own hands. Slowly, respect grew. Tony O'Brien, the veteran mechanic, became his strongest supporter after Marcus solved a problem that had stumped everyone for days. "You really know your stuff," Tony admitted, shaking his hand. The transformation was remarkable. Within a month, efficiency increased, morale soared, and clients praised the improved service. At the end of his trial period, Elizabeth called Marcus into her office. "The feedback has been incredible," she smiled, sliding papers across her desk. "Welcome to Patterson Industries permanently. $65,000 annually, plus performance bonuses." Marcus signed with shaking hands, tears in his eyes. That evening, he took Jamal to their first real restaurant meal. "We're staying, son," Marcus said, voice thick with emotion. "The job is permanent. We're really going to be okay." Months passed. Marcus thrived in his role, eventually promoted to Director of Training and Development at $85,000 a year. Jamal excelled in school, joined the chess club, made friends who came for sleepovers in their cozy apartment. One morning, Elizabeth visited with news that took Marcus's breath away. The board wants to expand the training program nationwide. We want you to lead it. And we're creating a scholarship fund. Jamal's education is covered through college. Marcus stood speechless. From the streets to this moment seemed impossible, yet here they were. That rainy night when everything seemed lost, when he chose kindness over self-preservation, had changed everything. Not because he sought reward, but because he couldn't walk past someone in need. One act of compassion in a thunderstorm had rippled outward in ways he never imagined. As Marcus prepared for another day at work, he looked at their reflection in the window. Healthy, confident, hopeful. They had survived the storm and found their sunshine. Finally, they were home. The power of one moment of kindness can transform not just one life, but many. Sometimes the greatest storms lead to the most beautiful rainbows.